My tea friends, I am excited about this one because I've had so much luck with the last few teas from Rakkasan. This one is Burmese Black Tea, another Chinese border tea. The Nepalese so far my favorite. Also went looking in my stash, and I found a Rwandan green tea as well. So that was pretty cool. So this is a black tea. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna get out of this. I'm sure I've tried a Burmese tea already. Matter of fact, I think the Burmese tea is also traditionally fermented and eaten as well. Um, and yeah, I still haven't made that order yet. But seriously thinking about it. Mm. This one is decent. I like it because it's strong. Um, there's a hint, a slight hint of the Muscat grape, like you find in the Indian teas, and a really nice aftertaste. Yeah, the aftertaste is it's a sugar sweetness, but it's reminiscent. It's reminiscent of something very familiar, and I just can't quite grab onto it. But it's a sugar sweetness, and the aftertaste is some drink I've had before. It's calling up some memory that I've had of something I've tasted, but I just can't grab it. It's really good, and I like it when teas have an aftertaste. It just adds to the complexity of what the tea is, and so I really like this one. Um, I'm going to get this water really hot, and um, I'm going to definitely try this one at lower temperatures. I'm gonna brew it really hot first, but because that cold brew was so good, really curious to see what what it's like at cooler temps. Also, sort of interested in what the smell is gonna be. I wonder if I'm gonna pick up any more of whatever I got in that aftertaste on the cold brew. So far, I really like the cold brew. So much so that I think I think this one may just be a keeper, just based on the cold brew. Now the last Burmese tea I had obviously did not impress me, and I think it was a Burmese green tea. Let's see. Very sweet. Again, this time it's a fruit sweetness. Fruit roll up, strawberry fruit roll up. So it's a fruit sweetness, but it's really sugar sweet, you know. But that's exactly what I'm getting. Bordering on something of a like a purple fruit roll up. Not necessarily grape, but just that purple sort of flavor, you know, like the purple drink, you know. Not really fruit, but definitely a flavor. All right. Curious to see. Also, too, you know, looking at the leaves on this, it's very dark, not super tightly rolled, but definitely rolled. I've been working on the angle on this thing. Yeah. Yeah, so a bit of those toasted notes, but way more fruit sweetness. Way more fruit sweetness. Yeah, it was kind of toasty at the beginning, but goes straight to fruit, like immediately. And it's definitely like sort of burnt strawberries. Yeah, like I remember I dried strawberries in the oven once, and some of the strawberries sort of burnt a little. I'm actually gonna go a minute on this one because I think it's gonna be very hard to overbrew this. The cold brew did not have any bitterness at all, but it was nice and strong. And so I'm expecting that 1 minute will be, especially on the first infusion, it'll be just enough to really pack a nice punch and kind of give me what I'm looking for. Um, so far, I really like the color on this one. It's sort of a bronzed green-ish color. Really like that. Hopefully this thing, goes further than 2 or 3 infusions. I think I'm gonna find out for sure after the second infusion. Yeah, so you have to let the heat dissipate a little bit, but the fruit is just, it comes right in. My goodness, that smells really good. Almost a green grape. A little bit of vegetable sweetness on the back end too. And you see the color, it's pretty dark for this tea. Clean brew, a little bit of activity, but no dirt at all. Yep, it's exactly what I thought. So good, strong brew. No bitterness. It does have some toasted notes in there. A bit of cacao nibs, that is. Maybe a little bit of fruit on the back end, but not much at all. It's really more about those cacao nibs. But yeah, definitely roasty, toasty type of tea. Really glad that I did the full minute. Now, I did not bring my thermometer. So I'm going to gently measure out roughly 50 Celsius. I think that's good. And then I'm going to let this brew as long as my patience will allow. And I just noticed I never stopped my timer. Gonna let this go. And the color is changed almost immediately. But I'm expecting the color to really be subdued, just because of the temperature. Definitely more of the strawberry, almost grapefruit roll-up thing going on. Gonna let that hang out. Maybe I'll sip on this cold brew some more. I think that if I were to take this out in the heat, I think that it will change the flavor, but not in a bad way. I think maybe more of those toasted notes will come through. But so far, I really like the cold brew, but the hot brew is not bad. It is not quite the Dien Hong or the Golden Tips or even the Darjeeling Autumn Flush. It's not that, but it is good though. It really is. So much so that, you know, the next time I break this out, I won't necessarily be looking for, you know, a cold brew specifically. I'll be just fine with just brewing this up hot and enjoying it that way, even though it doesn't quite fit any niche other than just a good tea. The cold brew, however, I think really is something I like the cold brew better, but not much better. Some teas, I will only want to drink the cold brew. Others, I only want the hot brew. With this one, I can really do either or. That's what I'm trying to say. So far, I like the cold brew a little better, but I'll be happy with either. Okay, we're coming up on 2 minutes. I'm going to give it another 15 seconds here. And yeah, you can still see the color in there. It has changed, but not as dark as that first infusion. And it looks way more green to me in this light, which again just goes to show you that you are for sure drinking a green leaf, which is again why I enjoy drinking tea, because it ensures that I'm getting some sort of green leafy vegetable in my system on a consistent basis. All right, we're a little past 2 minutes. And the color, yeah, the aroma is really dialed down, just because of the temperature. And the color of the liquor is actually about as dark as that first infusion. Again, really clean. Not much dirt in there, but you do see some sparkly pieces of leaf in there, which is nice. Now, the temperature is probably a lot cooler than what I think it is. And so they may have something to do with the result, but I definitely prefer this brewed hard. I have a feeling that even grandpa style will be good. It'll probably be much stronger. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and crank up my water again. But I don't particularly like this with cooler temps. It's not bad. Matter of fact, it's you do get a bit more of that sugar sweetness comes out, but it's just not that strong black tea that at the first infusion was. Sort of a letdown after having that first infusion. All right, now the purpose of this infusion is to get a gauge on how far this tea can go, because that is definitely a cause for concern when you talk about price. Now, the one good thing I can say is that the teas at Rakkasan are very fairly priced, I'll say, because this one is what, like almost 40-50 grams, which is about 10 sessions. And I want to say it's maybe $20, something like that. So we're talking about $2 a session, which, you know, it's basically $2 coffee, right? And so, you know, when I think about how many infusions it can go, that kind of tells me, you know, is it just a cup of coffee, or are we talking about, like, you know, a large, you know, 16 ounce? Now, one thing I can say, I'm in a bit of a water crisis here. So I have 17 fluid ounces that I'm using. Not the best water, but what's really cool is it gives me an idea of how many infusions and exactly how much is this $2 going to be worth. Because if you think, I poured a little bit out to wash the tea, but if the tea lasts for this entire bottle, which is a full bottle in my kettle here, then, you know, we're talking about 16 ounces easy for $2, which is not bad. And I don't know if it's gonna go that long, but this infusion, I think, will tell the tale. Because if it's still strong, this third infusion, then I might be able to rattle off 3 or 4 more, which might just get me to the end of my water bottle. So the aroma is starting to die already. That doesn't give me great hope for this thing going much further. But you can see the color though. Color is still nice and strong. Definitely darker than that second infusion. Again, really clean. A little bit of activity in there. Yeah, I like this one brewed strong. I really do. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep going on this one. It has definitely died some from that first infusion. So maybe it goes another 2 infusions. After that, I think you're really stretching it. But that's what I'm gonna do, is just drink through this the rest of the night. And I just have a feeling that after maybe 1 or 2 more infusions, I'm gonna be really just stretching it. But again, not terrible. When you talk about $2 to make sure that you're getting some green leaf, it tastes good. And the other thing I can say is that it doesn't seem to be a digestive. I don't recognize any sort of activity in my tummy right now, and I just ate. Usually when I'm drinking a tea that's very digestive, I feel it working immediately in my tummy, especially with food. This one, I'm not getting any of that. Also too, I can't say that it's very energizing. So the caffeine content might be fairly low, which is the case a lot of times for a black tea. I can't say that I have any sort of body sensation with this, other than the calming feeling that comes with knowing that you're doing something good for your body, right? Anyway, that's it. From me to you. I holla.